And alrighty. Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday, November 7th, or whenever it is that you're watching this. Hello and welcome. Enjoy. Please fast forward wherever you feel like you want to go if you have received a reading and you want to watch it back, or you simply are here to watch the replay. Whatever the case, welcome. Okay. Okay, that'll be, oh yeah, no, we're good. Oops. Ha. What day is it? It is 11/7. Okay. 10 p.m. All right, cool. I don't need that. All right. We'll do this one another day. So these are going to be my themes today. Hello, hello. Hello and welcome. Feel free to come in and say hi. Hello, hello. Let me know if you're new to this space. We are going to be doing free and paid readings tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, wherever you're at. Feel free to say hi. Let me know if you're new, where you're from. Hi, Nicoletta. Hello, Tiffany. Is it Somi? I might be butchering your names. Please feel free to correct me if I've butchered it. I think I'm good there. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing? You've been on before? Okay, nice, nice. It's nice to have you back then, New Mexico. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You know, I just kind of go where I'm intuitively guided to go. It's definitely nothing personal. I always encourage people to come back. You know, if you're looking for a free, a free reading. You're always welcome to book as well. All right. So welcome everybody. Please let me know, if you've been here before, if you're new to the space, what's your name? Where are you from? I am going to be offering free and paid services tonight, and I will get to that in a minute. My name is Angelica. For those of you guys who may be unfamiliar, I am in Colorado. And hello, welcome. It's so nice to have you guys joining me tonight. I am a quantum healer, an intuitive empath, and a channel. Okay, so readings aren't the only thing that I do, but they're one of the things that I do. I actually am a healer and an intuitive coach to help people go deeper into processing, becoming more aware of, becoming more self-aware, self-realized, as well as healing the trauma, healing the wounds, healing the old emotional stuff, right? And so keep that in mind, because my readings tend to reflect that. So if you're looking for something that, is maybe not along those lines, or are asking, or just curious and want a free reading, just know that my readings tend to go in that general direction towards healing, self-awareness, self-realization. All right. So Well, let's get into the structure for tonight, because I do change it up every once in a while, okay? So our free readings tonight are general only, okay? So that means no questions, okay? That doesn't include questions. These are just the free readings. So comment with your name, and then they're just general only. And the way those work is I just will intuitively read the list and go where I'm intuitively guided, okay? I see y'all already commenting. I love it. I love it. Okay, as for the paid services, my paid services have increased this week. So here they are. Okay, here's my paid services. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Marie. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so my paid services are as followed. For an in-depth reading, you skip the line. All of my paid services skip the line and go first, right? Okay, so okay. For an in-depth reading, your choice of topic, $39. Okay, $55 for energy work and healing, $66 for mediumship and ancestral healing, $66 for multidimensional mediumship and light codes, and then $88 for DNA activation. Okay, any of the paid services, all the links to donate are in my profile, and then you let me know in the comments that you donated. Okay, otherwise we go with the free readings, and we just hang out there. That's cool. I love it. Thank you. Who was that? Arishka? I like it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to tune into the beautiful bunch of lovely souls that we have here tonight. Or depending on where you are at in the world, this morning, this afternoon, it's nighttime for me. Just so you know, even if I'm not reading for you specifically, if something resonates, take it. Spirit moves through all of us we're all conduits. And Spirit moves through all of us. So if I'm reading for someone else, yet you are resonating with it, take it. How does it apply to your life? What can you apply to your life? What about that reading can you apply to your life? You know what I mean? So it's just about being aware and open to where Spirit is sending the messages through, okay? And please also know that there is this container is a safe space and container. No harm is done ever. No energy is taken that is not freely given. And we always work within the highest integrity, alignment, and respect to divine will, free will, and universal law. And everything is always for the highest and best good of you individually and of all of us together collectively. Okay, so I'm just going to tune into you guys. Again, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm seeing, I don't know if we have these in here, but I'm seeing some names. I wonder if that's, I bet you that's who I'm seeing. Okay. Let me see if I can find you again. Let me scroll through the comments. Pamela, I believe I'm seeing you, my dear. Let me know that you're here so that I know that you're watching, you're listening, etc. Okay, there you are. I like it, Alpha Wolves. All right, so I'm going to connect to your energy. Pamela, okay, all right. So I like to use cards just to kind of help me tap in a little bit faster. And then from there, I just kind of read, okay? All right, my dear Pamela, here's your card, Divinity. I know it's upside down. I promise that's what it says. This is just how it comes in, okay? This feels disconnected, okay? Because if you look at the bottom, this card is all about awareness. And if it's coming in like this, it feels like I'm listening. Okay, so from what I get from this is like a head in the sand type of vibe. Don't know what that means, but this is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It feels like I got my head in the sand. I'm aware of certain concepts and certain knowledge, but it feels like more, it's almost as if there's this barrier, because I keep hearing like distortion and illusion around this. So it kind of feels like there's some distortion and illusion around divinity that you're carrying. This could be in belief systems, okay? And this could be from, you know, trauma, wounds, etc. Okay, behavioral patterns, etc. But it feels like for you, I get head in the sand. I'm not sure why it comes across like this. It almost feels like, I don't know if there's an aspect of fear there, of being fearful of accepting your divinity, accepting that you're a being of light that came here to be and shine your magnificent light and to make an impact, to have a meaningful life of impact and fulfillment and achievement. But it feels like I keep getting head in the sand, head in the sand. So this meeting right here, or this reading right here might, if you're not already in a spiritual awakening, it might catalyze you into one. Okay? I don't know if you're already, typically people who have come to me, who have had readings, have had like some kind of spiritual awakening recently. But I keep getting this head in the sand vibe around your divinity. And that the sand kind of feels like distortion, illusion. There's some things around that are clouding the head and disconnecting you from like creating the experience of disconnecting you from spirit. You can never be disconnected. We never are, but we can create the experience of separation, of disconnection. Does that make sense? But this is, I get like a head in the sand. So very, very, I'm going to be as gentle as I can with this, while also being very straightforward. This is coming from your guides. It's time to take your head out of the sand. It's time to really, there's a lot of different things here. It's time to understand your power. It's time to really understand what's going on in the world, and it's time to understand that you have power within you to shift your reality, your life, and have a great deal of impact on others that you serve. And it comes in very gently, also very directly. It's time to get your head out of the sand, whatever that means. Not sure how. I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but that's how it comes through. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. That is your card, my dear divinity. Okay. You can let me know if it resonates or not. If it doesn't, don't take it. It's okay. It's not going to affect me one bit or offend me one bit. Okay. Hi, Melissa. I see you, my dear. Okay. All right. So, all right. I was seeing, I bet you the other person that I was feeling into, I bet you they're not here. Nothing popped up when I went live? Do you have your notifications on for me, Melissa? I mean, I don't know. It could be you mentioned TikTok was being kind of weird for you. It could be that, maybe? Question mark. Okay, I'm not seeing that person. Yeah, I think TikTok's kind of just being TikTok. Stuff isn't loading. Okay. Okay, so Pamela says, I get it. I think I had trauma in my life that made me kind of feel lost and disconnected. Yeah, okay, so just to reiterate, and which is beautiful, Pamela, because it feels like you're connecting it in your life, and that's beautiful. So just be aware that those are the kind of readings, that's the vibe of my readings that I typically tend to give. That's what I usually, because I am a healer through and through, I tend to pinpoint certain things within people that need to heal, that need to be reconciled, that need to be released, so that you can know your wholeness, you can be empowered. You know what I mean? So you can shift and you can align. So that's beautiful, Pamela. Thank you for sharing that. So Richard, the free readings are general only, okay? I do tend to switch this up pretty often, but tonight, the free readings are general only, okay? So that doesn't include questions. Paid services, in my paid reading, if you would like to pay for a reading, you're definitely welcome to ask questions. Okay, that's a more in-depth reading, and it's your choice of topic. Okay, you're welcome, Pamela. Tabitha, let's go with you. Nurse Bridie, I like it. Let me know that you're here, Tabitha. That you're here. You're responsive. Okay, there you are. All right, 1 second. Let me scroll back. Okay, all right. Thank you for the roses. I love you, Melissa. Melissa, just so you guys know, if you haven't noticed, she's my moderator. So if anybody has questions about free readings, paid services, etc., please feel free to ask her. Okay. Okay, Tabitha, I'm going to clear the deck here, and I'm going to tune into your energy. Okay, there you are. So even before tuning into I might not even need the cards. Tuning into your energy, dear, I feel a lot of frustration, even anger, a lot of, what is the word? Irritation and agitation in your field. So there is a huge, you're facing like a huge, I would say upsurgence. I don't care if that's a word or not. I just made it up. It's a word. There's like a huge upsurgence in your life to take care of the things. And here's how I'll put it. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a lot of little things popping up. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for this. Oh, I got to go get this fixed. I got to go get this fixed. Things like that are popping up kind of constantly, almost like when it rains, it pours type of vibe that is wanting to call your attention to this goes way deeper. So I'm going to do my best to keep it, let's see. I'm going to go as deep as I can without going super deep, because it's going to, it wants to take me layers deep. Basically, what's wanting to happen is greater presence and greater responsibility. Not that you're not responsible. That's not what I'm saying. That's not the context. It's more like, instead of from a victim mind state or a victimhood or victimhood consciousness, instead of thinking, why do all these things keep happening? Why do all these things happen to me? It's more like, oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this opportunity? What is the opportunity that's being presented to me here? What's the opportunity to grow? So the opportunity here is to shift your mindset, shift your perspective, and know that every quote unquote problem or challenge is also equally an opportunity. It's just about how you shift your mindset to be able to perceive it and receive it in that manner. Okay. But there's a lot of agitation, it seems, in your field. So it's like time to become more empowered and in your power when it comes to your experience. Because it feels like there's this why me vibe. And it's like the kind of, it's a bit of victim, a little bit of victim consciousness in there. So it's kind of saying like, why me? Why me? Why me? Why is this always happening? It's like, no, it's happening for you. It's happening for you so that you can grow, so that you can evolve, so that you can take these opportunities and turn them into your power. Okay. But I'm not even going to read a card because this is what's calling. And again, I would say, this is about healing. Okay. Definitely healing the old stuff, the old traumas and the wounds and the behavior patterns that are keeping you like locked in this loop of thinking, and then belief work to help with this thinking of like, I'm a victim. So I would encourage you to journal or do some self-reflectioning on the question, where do I feel like a victim in my life and why? And then bonus points, if you can attach that to a memory. What's the memory comes up? What's the memory that comes up? What are the emotions and the feelings that come up? Because I can almost guarantee that there's that same agitation and that same irritation that's happening, because that's what it feels like to me. It feels very similar in frequency. But it's also causing overwhelm, and it feels like that overwhelm causes shutdown. Okay, so I would take it step by step, baby steps, my dear, and ask, do some journal work about where do you feel like a victim in your life? Where are you overwhelmed in your life? Okay, and see what comes up and start there. Okay. Because there is a lot that's wanting to come up for you, as in like self-awareness type of work, shadow work, so that you can shift these old narratives and shift out of these old stories. Because there's a lot of old stories, old identities, old narratives that are going on that are not serving you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because that's what I'm feeling to do. So I hope that helps, and I would definitely encourage you to journal about those questions that came up. Okay. I do offer relationship readings as paid services only. Okay, I just wanted to go back. All right, cool. All right, let's get into the next. I hope that makes sense. Tabitha, okay, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here, my dear. Okay, Veronica, it's your turn. I see you. Let me know that you're here. We'll get some more done. All right, Veronica, thank you so much. So I'm going to text you. What? I'm going to connect to your energy. All right. Interesting. Well, there's like a lot of energy going on. Okay. So I don't even know if I need a card with this one either. But I kind of get like a chiller vibe from you, my dear. However, it feels a little bit more passive. Again, we're talking about power here. This is what it links to. There is some passive, okay. From what I'm picking up in your field, there feels like some passivity around power. Not full-on submission, just passivity. This can look like either, this can look like several different things. This can look like not knowing that you're not owning your power, like literally just being unconscious, unaware. It can be straight out denial and willful denial. And I'm not sure what it is, but I feel passivity around your power. This, I would ask you, you know, how do you feel about your power? Do you feel powerful? Do you not? You know, what is your relationship to power in this life? You know, do you associate power with greed, corruption, manipulation? Like, how do you associate power in this life? Because I feel like that's going to reveal quite a bit to you around how, like, your relationship to power. Because it feels like I don't want to fully own my power because your associations with power have been distorted. And power doesn't corrupt, power reveals. That's one of like the most powerful sayings I've ever heard. Is power doesn't corrupt, power reveals. It reveals who who and what you're operating as. So I would ask you, what is your relationship to power in this life? And, you know, let it percolate, feel into it, because I keep getting passivity. I keep hearing this word in my head. And it feels like there were role models. There were old role models or like parents, family relationship, like close relationships when you're a kid that are associated with this power, with power in a way that has defined and has had a great influence on how you relate to your own power. Okay, so I would do some digging and some digging and some self-reflectioning to see what comes up, who comes up, what memories surface, because you're being called to own your power more in a way that is free of the distortions, because you're here to break the cycle. Okay? And that's what many of us are here to do, is break that cycle. It's not the most easiest thing to do. It could be frustrating and aggravating at times, but we signed up for it. We signed up for it because by us changing that, it's going to take humanity and our bloodlines, our ancestors, or like our, you know, humanity, ancestries, our ancestors, earth, all of it on a new trajectory. It's not just about you. It's about more than you. Okay? But I'm hearing to leave that there. And more of it might, I feel like more of this reading will, it'll make sense a little bit further down the road. Okay? I've had people come back to me 6 months later and like, holy shit. So that's something that, I mean, I don't know, I can't confirm it, but that's just what I'm hearing. So I'm relaying that as it flows out. Okay. But I'm going to leave that there. It's time to own your power, my dear. Okay. And the way we can own our power is if we do work around what is our relationship with power? What other influences have influenced my life around power? What memories come up? What things come up? How do you want to shift it? What do you want your relationship to power to be? Or relationship, to power to be? For the better. In a positively polarized way. I'm having trouble speaking today, y'all. But that's what I get for you, Veronica. All right. Oh, thank you, Marie, for subscribing, my dear. I appreciate you. So since you did a subscription, Marie, let's do a reading for you. I love it. Thank you. You're welcome, Veronica. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for being here, my dear. Let me know that you're here. Okay, you are here. All right, Marie. Here's a thank you free reading from me. Okay, so let me connect to your energy first. There's a lot of things around power coming in tonight. So with you, Marie, I actually feel, I don't even know if I'm going to use these tonight, but I'm actually feeling the solar plexus and the root chakra come in for you. Both very power, very centered around power. The root, it feels like, it's more primal power. Also like, where we're rooted, what are we what type of root system are we connected to? Like our tribe, our family, our kin, or, what type of family structure. And that's where we can derive our some of our power from, or even disempowerment from. But I feel a lot of red and I feel a lot of yellow coming in for you. So with the root chakra, I feel family. I hear the word restructuring, so I don't know if this refers to your own family restructuring in whatever way, or you restructuring the way you think, feel, and relate to family, or the concept of family. Not quite sure how that's coming in, but there's a restructuring around family. Okay. And that's going to support you in grounding, rooting, and feeling, powerful, in the sense that here's the thing, when we feel like we have like a good rooted system, like with family, we can feel powerful because that's a support system, right? So I would say power in the sense of support, feeling supported, and that helps you to build confidence and self-esteem, and that starts to affect how powerful or disempowered you feel. Okay. So there's a restructuring around family. The questions, there's a couple of questions that are coming in here. How do you relate to family? How do you want to relate to family? How would you restructure it? Family, how would you restructure family or the concept of family in a way that would support you in feeling more confident, more powerful? Okay, that's what I feel for the root. I'm going to move up to the solar plexus. This feels like, okay, there is some heaviness in the, okay. Breathe through this. There's some heaviness in the solar plexus around the idea of identities. So there's some old identities. They're no longer serving you. So we can identify in a way that we keep telling ourselves a story. Feels like there's stories and there's narratives that are not serving you around your identity. Who you are, who you feel you are, who you think you are, who you've been told you are. And it's time to release those identities and allow them to die so that you can reborn yourself, rebirth yourself, resurrect yourself, re-know yourself, recreate yourself in a way that you prefer. And not just that you, like, your small self prefers, but like that actually is in alignment with your true self, your divine self, your Christed self, your God self, whatever you want to call it. That higher mind that you are a part of. So this is individuality. So like restructuring family and then what old identities, like how are you identifying? What do you identify as? Do you identify as a wife, a mother, a sister, a business owner, a gym rat? You know, like what are your labels? You know, that is kind of another way to put it. And which of those labels or those identities are no longer serving you? Or just even if like, okay, so for example, say you're a mom and you identify as a mom, that doesn't mean that like mom, like the whole label of mom needs to die. It's more like you're much more than a mom. You know what I mean? You're your own person with dreams and desires and thoughts and needs, you know, and all of the things. So it's understanding that you're much more than just like that little label and that just that little, you're so much more. Okay. So where you're being guided to is to really kind of, I would say, understand that there's a bigger picture, and sometimes putting labels on ourselves can be very limiting, and it can limit us to like just seeing a tiny little fragment of a portion of the picture that's actually there. And that's what it feels like is happening. There's some old identities that need to be released though, because they feel really heavy. Okay, whether you've identified in the past as a victim or helpless or hopeless, like it's time to release those because they are weighing you down. Okay. And then yeah. I'm gonna leave that there. So those questions, those questions that I brought up, I would definitely encourage you to journal and do some self-reflection, let it percolate. What feels like, and then see in the next 3 days what comes up, you know, what memories pop up around like identity, because this is about you claiming you, especially in the solar plexus, you reclaiming your power and you reclaiming you, who you are, the eternal being that is you. And letting the small self fall in line with your true self. Not letting the small self or the ego run the show. Does that make sense? But that's what I feel. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Oh, so there's a lot of anxiety. Yeah. I mean, without going more into depth or more into detail, oh, thank you. I love it. Thank you, Erin. Yeah, that anxiety could be part of, that old identity. I'm not sure. I would definitely encourage you to fill in for yourself because I'm not the authority over you, but that kind of feels to me like it might be associated with one of those old identities. Sending you so much love, Marie. And thank you for subscribing again. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I've done that. Okay. All right, my dears. So just to reiterate, so free readings, okay, comment with your name. That doesn't include questions. They're just general only, okay? You're welcome, Marie. Thank you. Sending you so much love. Okay, so those are my free readings. My paid services, if you would like an in-depth reading or if you'd like to ask a question or if you'd like a relationship reading or, something a little bit more in-depth, I have recently changed all of my stuff. So it's $39 for an in-depth reading, $55 for energy work, $66 for mediumship and ancestral healing, $66 for multidimensional mediumship with light codes, and then $88 for DNA activation. Okay. If you do want to pay for a service, all of the paid services get to the top of the list. And if you do donate, all the links are on my profile. And then you come back here and you let me know that you donated. Let's see. So let's continue on. Let's see. We got maybe 10-15 more minutes for free readings. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Nancy, let's let me know that you're here. I'm actually feeling you. All right. Thank you so much for validating and letting me know that you're here. I'm just going to tap into and just connect to your energy and see what wants to come up. Okay. It's very interesting because I'm trying to connect, but you feel a little, your energy feels a little reluctant. Almost like, I don't know what this person's going to say. I just feel some reluctance, some apprehension that's being created by fear. Okay. But I'm just going to let you know, it's always for your highest and best good and for your own, highest and best awareness. Okay, there you are. All right, so I'm actually feeling to pull a card. So I'm going to shuffle, clear the deck a little bit, and then ask for all right. One second. Okay, I just want to make sure. I was like, wait, I lost the name. Okay. Nancy. I remembered the color, but I couldn't remember the name. Okay, there it is. Woo, no wonder. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, so you got two, let's see. It's, interesting. Okay, so you got two cards. I always want to say two questions. You got two cards, my dear. I'm hearing to keep them, so I'm going to keep them. So your first card is mental body dominance. And this is about releasing mental body dominance. Okay. Our mental body, if we get stuck in our mental body, we can become overly logical. And we don't leave room for like the feminine aspect, which is intuitive, multidimensional. We're like, no, I need to know the things. I need to know the facts. And if I don't know the facts, I can't trust anything. So it feels like there's a tight grip on needing to know facts, needing things to make sense, and needing things to move in a straight line. Because it's almost like which is really interesting because it was really interesting and ironic because you're receiving a reading. But we all have our different different things, right? We're open to one thing, but maybe not another in another capacity. So, I mean, we all have our things. It's no judgment whatsoever, but I was just hearing how ironic that is. But there's like a mental body dominance thing here. Is like your mental body wants to know the things, wants to know the answers. I need to know, I need to prepare. I need to organize. It's like, I need to know so I can prepare months in advance, years in advance. That type of energy. Okay, I need to know all of the things. They need to make sense. If they don't make sense, I don't know why I'm hearing if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. I'm kind of hearing that in my head too. So with this mental body dominance, it's also affecting communication. This is your other card. Okay, this is about initiation. Initiation into communication. This feels like this feels like finding a new way to communicate that is not mental body dominant. So I would say more intuitive, more in the flow, more trusting in the cosmic flow and rhythm of not just the cosmos, but like of your own life. That things don't always have to make all of the sense and they don't always have to compute and make logical sense, scientific sense, or whatever it is for you. That it's really important now. You're in an initiation, my dear. You're in an initiation of learning how to communicate in a new way so that you can actually release the mental body dominance and balance this out with the emotional body. The emotional body is more feminine, right? It's more intuitive. It's more flowy. It's multidimensional. Hele maha yaka to mahoas ishianile hama ata amao ye aas. Kiele ayama o yana tiki amat at. Le ama ayana o ahas sekianati. So we're just planting some seeds. Kia alama at it is up to you to water them or not. To accept them or not. So the initiation for you here, my dear Nancy, is releasing the mental body dominance and moving into your intuition, because this is going to also connect you even more so to your feminine energy. Feminine intuition, that the multidimensional mind, not just like logical Things need to make sense. But there's a greater cosmic sense, cosmic logic that us humans, we haven't tapped into just yet. Some of us have, but it's like it really feels like it's scratching the surface. So just recognize that these places there's places within you that are being extremely limited by the logical or the need to think for things to make logical sense. Now that doesn't mean that things can't make logical sense and to throw it all out. No. This is about balancing. Balancing masculine, feminine, balancing logical with multidimensional. Logical with illogical, if you will. And illogical is just a logic. What I'm hearing is illogical is just a logic that does not yet make sense to you. That's a new way to think of illogical. So what's happening is you're on this initiatic path of trusting, allowing, moving into more fluidity and your own intuition, and integrating more of your feminine energy. Not bashing the masculine energy, because the masculine energy is great. We need it. It's part of all that is. So there's no need to reject or dismiss or deny. It's more like making room for the feminine to be where she needs to be. Because she puts things or pieces into place that the masculine can't. And she will test you to trust when you don't have a plan or when things don't add up logically. This is all part of balancing that mental body with the emotional body. Because the mental body, let me tell you, it feels a little frazzled. I'm tuning into your mental body right now. It feels a little frazzled. It feels a little overwhelmed. It feels like it's on the verge. Okay? So it's time to, it gets to be your choice, but this is what I'm saying. It's time to balance those things out so that there's more mental, emotional wellness and balance within you. Okay? That's how I'm feeling it. I'm going to leave it there. There's your cards once again, my dear. Mental body dominance and communication. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense, Nancy. And if it doesn't resonate, please don't take it. Oh, Nancy said thank you. You're welcome. It really is okay to say that doesn't make sense. I don't resonate with it. It really is. I don't mind. It doesn't offend me one bit. All right, so let's do a couple more. Let's do a couple more of these free readings. Okay, hold on. I'm feeling a couple people. Is it Seren or is it Siren? I know that it's not an I there, but is it Seren? I'm feeling you, my dear. Let me know that you're here. And we'll do a free reading for you. Excuse me. It's like the first one. Okay. All right, cool. Seren. I like that. It's such a pretty name. All right. So I'm going to tune into your energy. Yeah, kind of your name. Your energy. Okay, there you are. Okay, so we're gonna pull a card for you, my dear. know that I always ask for the highest, most benevolent messages for each and every person, like individual and collectively. So just to reiterate, if I'm not reading for you specifically and you do resonate with someone else's reading, take it. It's probably for you. This is about learning to recognize when spirit is speaking. And just because I'm not reading for you specifically doesn't mean that it's not for you. Okay? But on the same on the other side, I'm going to split these. The same on the other side. It's just about discernment. And like, if something doesn't resonate, yeah, that's not for me. I like to watch people's lives and then like just see what resonates and what doesn't. Oh, wow. What in the fudge? You can't make this up. This is literally the first card that I got when I started doing live readings tonight. Except it was in reverse. So your card is divinity. This is about awareness. Okay. This reads and it feels a little bit different. Okay. Divinity feels like, the divinity card for you feels like, since this is an awareness card, it's about you becoming more aware. And as you become more aware, feeling that connection and closing the gap of separation that you feel on, any level of your being. This is actually it feels pretty straightforward. Okay. So very interesting. I'm hearing over the next 6 years, there's going to be some degree of uncovering, reconnecting to, remembering parts of your divinity. Okay? It's going to be very, very, what's the word? Expansive time. Okay. The other part of this I'm hearing is like, this isn't about like, it's not about like 6 years of holy shit. There's going to be ebbs and flows. Okay. Ups and downs where you're like cresting, you're at the top, you're the peak, and you're learning and you're connected and you feel so good. And then you're going to go back down in order to integrate and to remember. So it's going to be like, it really is up to you if it's actually, 6 years more or less. It depends. It's up to you. It's your choice. Because how quickly you integrate the information, which means embodiment, which means implementing, not just knowing up here, but applying to your life, like your daily life. Implementing, it depends on how quick you are to implement the knowledge. Implement like practices to, say you spent every day, 5 minutes a day, connecting to source or God or universal consciousness or whatever it is, or your angels or like whatever it is, right? Your divinity. That's a practical application. That's integration of you, of you connecting to your divinity. However, this they keep showing me this up and down. Just know that there's going to be, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be up and down and up and down and up and down. And the meanwhile, let me see if I can do this. You're going to go up, 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 up. Does that make sense? So it's not like just on a straight plane, up and down and up. It's actually at a slant. You're going up and down. So you're actually ascending, expanding. But this is about your awareness of your divinity and integrating it into your life and embodying it in your actions, in your thoughts, in your mindset. Okay? This is pretty straightforward. This is kind of hey, this is where you're headed. There's a lot of other things that are going to be revealed, as you move and you expand. But this feels pretty straightforward as, this is where you're going. And you have about 6-ish years to really, really integrate the learnings, the remembrances. And I don't know why they give me 6, but it does feel like 6 years. So it may be a little bit more, or a little bit less. Becoming more and more aware of who and what you are beyond the identity that you know as you. Beyond the ego, beyond the small self, beyond all of that. Okay, and integrating that and pulling that down into the human experience. So it's like learning about your divinity and also learning how to embody, learning how to be, remembering how to be your higher self, integrating your higher self into your everyday life. Does that make sense? But that's what I feel. It's very straightforward. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk around, say the same thing over and over again. But that is yours. That is yours, divinity. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Wait. One second. You're welcome, Seren. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So let's do some more. Let's do last call for free readings and also paid readings or paid services. I need like a bell or something, or a buzzer. Be like, it's last call. Okay. All right. So let's do last call. I'm doing well, Madeline. How are you? Oh. Let's do, I'm hearing to do something. So let's make our last call. Our free readings for our last call, let's open them up. Okay? So you can ask yes or no, general, just no relationship or pregnancy. Okay? But let's open those up. Oh, excuse me. We're clearing out some energies. There was, okay, hold on. Is it Vika? I hope I'm not butchering your name. You're asking if the negativity surrounding a relationship will clear eventually. That is all on the inside, my dear. There's the negativity around it is reflecting the negativity within. We don't really receive we can't receive, hold on. We can't receive frequencies that aren't similar to the ones that we're on, or the ones that are within us. So the things that you perceive, whether they're positive, negative, neutral, whatever, that means you're on that same frequency. And there's many different frequencies inside a person. All of the traumas, old emotional wounds, all the old behavioral patterns, all the old shit. So this is where I'm feeling it. It's the old stuff, the old traumas, the old wounds. That's why this negativity is around. You clear that stuff out, this other stuff is going to go away. And it might be a little bit of a process, but that's what I'm feeling. So I don't know if you're still here, but that's I was hearing to go to that question. That's why I opened it up. So I hope that helps. Okay. Bossy B, let's do your reading. Thank you for the roses, Vika. I think that's your name. Let me know that you're here. Bossy babe. You're welcome, Vika. I hope that helps. Hi, Melissa. So oh no, that's R. Never mind. So I'm doing free and paid readings, my dear. R. So you can either ask a question. These are my free readings. Yes or no questions, general health, career, etc. Just no relationship or pregnancy. Those are the free readings. Or you can do $39 for an in-depth paid reading. Okay. I do also offer other paid services. Okay. Stacy. Okay. Stacy. All right. So you're asking for guidance. All right. There's a lot of. Let me fully connect first because that helps me. Okay. So I definitely get a lost vibe. I also feel a lot of anxiety. A lot of the anxiousness. I also get overwhelmed. And this feels like it's perpetuating a cycle. So the first thing I'm actually hearing for you, my dear, is what's the cycle that you're in? Like the behavioral cycles. Because these are patterns, right? Behavior patterns, right? We have this and then this and then this and then, like we're just going in a circle. So there's a cycle or a circle going on. So I would ask you, what is the cycle? And it can be more rhetorical. It doesn't mean that you have to put that in the comments, but it's like identifying. For you, it's like you need to identify the cycle that you're in. There's a lot of overwhelm here. Okay, I'm going to pull a card. As I'm hearing it, you're meant to feel a little lost right now. Feeling lost is how you find yourself. It's the only way. I felt like this anywhere from 3 years ago to like last year, like in that whole space. I mean, I felt lost for years. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I need to be doing? But I was still deeply in like my dark night of the soul and like healing all of my like the big ball of trauma that I had. And I just felt lost. And what I've realized through my own process is that being lost is a great thing to do or a great thing to be it's just like, how are you perceiving it? Sometimes it doesn't feel so great though, especially because it can bring up a lot of questions, a lot of overwhelm. It can bring up uncertainty, which feels unsafe, or which can feel unsafe. It can feel like a lack of security. Okay, so it's meant to bring up all of the deeper issues that need to be healed. Okay, so for you, it's an issue of like healing, like deep healing. Okay. I'm actually hearing to. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be putting. I've already put it together. I'm just putting the finishing touches on it. I'm hearing to invite you into like my free community where we're gonna do like. We're gonna have a lot of free stuff, healings, time together, just like a nice supportive community. But you need to go. If you're not into healing already, my dear, like shadow work, belief work, this is where you're being called to go. It's probably why you feel lost. Not to laugh at you or anything like that, but that's where I laugh because that's where I was. And I'm like, wow, I've been there. I know what that feels like. Just feels so like I need guidance. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But if you just keep taking a step, because being lost is also an initiation in trust. Can you trust the next step? Can you trust yourself to take the next step? Can you trust your intuition, your internal guidance that's showing you, just take this next step. Just take this next step. You don't need to know all of the things down the road, because guess what? Those are going to shift and change as you shift and change. Can you trust the next step? But I am feeling to invite you into that community. So I would check back. If that's something that interests you, I'd say check back. I'm going to have that up within the next couple of days once I get everything finalized. But some type of healing community, some type of something that's where you feel guided of like, this is the next thing for me. Okay? As far as healing and self-awareness, shadow work, belief work. That's why I'd say it's part of why you're feeling lost, because you need to refine yourself. You need to redefine yourself. You need to recreate yourself. And you need to really release and let die all of these old versions of yourself that you're holding on to. Because you're holding on to a lot of old versions of yourself that aren't in alignment with where you need to be going. Okay? It gets to be your choice. You get to choose. You're the ultimate authority of your life, but that's what I'm hearing. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helps. You're welcome, Stacy. What do I have? I have like a little piece of lint. All right. So, oh well, I am way. let me catch up on. Let me catch up on the thing. I'm behind on the comments. Yeah. It puts the fire back in you being lost. Yeah. It does. And sometimes you just have to go. You have to just keep taking the step and keep taking the step. I mean, I can't tell you, like that fire, I lost it for years. And I was like, am I ever going to get that fire back? And I sure enough, it happened. But like, I had to just keep trusting the next step and the next step. And looking back, it was an initiation in trust. Yeah. Have gifts and stuff, but scared to go further. Yep. Spot on. Ah, okay. Yep. You're a healer. I was like, there's something there because I feel like she needs to be healing. All right. So let's do a couple more here. I'm just catching up on the comments. Okay. All right. Daphne. There's the kick you needed. Absolutely, Bossy. Come back in a day or two. I'm gonna have it all set up. I'm just finalizing everything, and I've been working around the clock to get everything in place. So feel free to. It's gonna all be in the links in my profile. So it'll be really, really easy and really quick to access. Who was I saying? Daphne? Daphne, are you here, my dear? Yeah, okay, Daphne's here. Okay, so let me connect. Let me connect to your energy. Yeah, I think, okay, all right. Okay, there you are, my dear. Okay, I'm hearing card for you. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Aha, okay. So you got 2 cards, and I'm going to keep them. This is what I'm hearing. So let's get into it. You actually have 2 initiation cards. What I'm hearing and feeling is like this actually might be intense. Like the cards themselves are pretty, they feel empowering and lighthearted. The journey to get there, however, can be kind of intense because you're being called to release the stuff, the heaviness, the density, the shit that's weighing you down, okay? Whether it's trauma, old emotional stuff, old belief stuff, doesn't matter. So your first card is courage, okay? First card is courage. This is initiation. Courage. Courages. All right? The first thing I hear with courage is courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage means there's fear and you're doing the thing anyway. The other thing is like sometimes it's going to be messy. Let it be messy. You don't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's going to be messy. If you're called to do it, just let it be a process of doing the thing. Let yourself get inspired. Do the thing, and then what's the feedback? What can I kind of shift? What can I correct? If it's messy, who fucking cares? You have the whole rest of this life to refine and distill down any kind of process. And yourself as well. Right? So courage doesn't mean an absence of fear. It simply means doing the things anyway. Typically, fear is going to be present. And the thing that we want the most is going to be on the other side of the fear. So courageousness and courage is about holding the fear and doing it anyway. Okay? And that can stop a lot of people up. Don't let it stop you. Feel the fear. Like, yep, okay, I feel you. I see you. I'm not going to let you dominate me. I see you though. I recognize you. I'm going to do this shit anyway, because you know what? The thing I want most is on the other side of my fear. And that's the only way I'm going to grow outside of my comfort zone. The more you do that, the more you are comfortable with being uncomfortable. Boy, it creates a chain reaction and momentum for you to drive yourself forward. Okay? However, it might be a little intense or even intimidating getting to that point and moving across that first initial bridge, so to speak. Okay? Your other card is joy. Your other card is joy. Another initiation. All right. It's great. It's great, right? Because joy brings a lot of happiness. However, if it's an initiation, it almost feels like you need this to move to this. Okay? Joy. That fear or that joy is going to be on the other side of fear. It's going to be like leading up to it, because if we're taking action and it's like, it brings us joy to take that action, it brings us inspiration to take that action, it's alongside us the whole time, but there's even greater joy beyond that fear. Utilizing the courage it takes to get there. Okay. This also feels like finding your joy, finding your purpose, finding your passion, and really, really connecting to it. That's going to take getting beyond the fear though. Don't let that fear shut you down, because your joy, the people that you're meant to serve, your joy, your meaning, like where you find like joy and meaningful and achievement and fulfillment, that type of success is on the other side of on the other side of fear. So don't let the fear shut you down. Learn to recognize it and say, I see you, I got you, but you're not going to get me. Okay? You're meant to serve a lot of people. You're meant to serve a lot of people. It feels like women. They feel very feminine. Women. Or at least feminine energy. But I feel feminine. Like you're meant to serve a lot of women all around the world. But if you let your fear hold you back, then you let all of those women down. And it's not to put pressure on you, but it's to realize that your fear is nothing. Those women that you're meant to serve, or those people that you're meant to serve, you can't let them down. It's bigger than you, is what I'm saying. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than that fear. So it's like, get over yourself. And that's not in like, I guess in a negative way, like get over yourself. It's more like get over yourself. It's way bigger than you. It's way bigger than your fear. You're meant to serve and have a great impact on others, teaching them what you know. Don't let that fear stop you. Okay? I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there. But yeah, your joy is on the other side of that fear, and you got to tap into that courage to conquer your fear. Okay? You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Okay. I'm reading some of your comments here. All right. Okay. I see you, Daphne. All right. It sounds like it resonated pretty deeply. Excuse me. I'm buzzing literally after my reading. Yeah, we were breathing and speaking life back into you to give you a little bit of spark, to show you like it's still there. There's just some things that you need to get past. Okay. 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, wait, what is that? Okay. Let's do. You feel it too, Melissa? Thank you, Daphne, for the heart me. I like it. I love it. I love it. All right, I am feeling this one. Heather, will moving to Washington and beginning anew be good for me mentally and emotionally? So before I answer that question, ultimately, you're the one that gets to decide, because I don't know what it's like in your body. I don't know what, like, do you feel excitement in, moving to Washington? However, so it gets to be your decision, right? I'm not the authority over your life. You are. However, my dear, I can tell you what it feels like, if it feels in alignment, if it doesn't. And from there, you can make maybe a more informed decision, but it is your decision nonetheless. Okay. So let me tune into your let me tune into your Heather, my dear, your energy. Okay, so, all right, there you are. Where is... Okay, so let me feel into this. Moving to Washington. I'm hearing to wait a year, because there might be some things that happen that either what are they called? Shifts within the earth that happen that might change that decision. So I would wait about a year. To see if that is something that still feels in alignment. Because when I tune into this for you, I'm seeing the changes in the earth, and I'm seeing the changes in the coastlines. And then I hear, then I heard what I was relaying to you is I would wait a year to see how it feels in that time, because there are going to be some things that happen geographically in that area that may deter you from moving there. And there also may be some other shifts that happen within that time. It feels like there's other shifts coming in that might draw your awareness or draw you into like a different geographical location. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. I would give it a year. However, it gets to be your choice. If that's something that feels good and alignment right now, go for it. But that's just that's what I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. I feel opportunity and hope for growth, healing. I see that. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of definitely a lot of spiritual communities up in Washington. I love that. I mean, that's what came through, but I will always encourage you to follow your internal guidance. Okay? Over me any day. Because this is about learning to listen to you. Yeah, I get that. But what is in your control is like your discernment, your intuition. If you're in alignment, you know, it doesn't really matter what happens, what outside factors. Your circumstances don't matter, but your state of being does. Does that make sense? You felt that way about Idaho, Melissa? I love it. All right, my dears, I have gone on for about 40 minutes over what I wanted to. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, do a private reading with me, feel free. All the links are in my bio, but I'm going to sign off for tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow with more free and paid readings. Okay? Good night.